Do it fast and do it furious. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 moments from the Fast and the Furious franchise. For this list, we selected the most memorable, most heart-racing, most turbocharged, fan-favorite moments from the series. And please, kids, don't try these stunts at home. Save it for the video games. Also, you can expect some spoilers ahead, so spoiler alert. Number 10. Han's death, The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
You didn't just play with fire, you soaked the matches in gasoline.
What starts as an insane drift race getaway through the streets of Tokyo ends as a tragic intersection collision. Bad guy DK accuses his racing partner Han of stealing from him.
You think you keep his side deals from me?
Come on. It ain't the Boy Scouts. It's what we do.
And when he flees with Sean and Neela, DK gives chase in the most extreme way possible. Cars wind down Tokyo roads, parting crowds, and leading to more than one crash. Unfortunately, the epic run ends in explosive fashion when Han's car is hit by a passing vehicle. But was it an accident? Maybe, maybe not.
Dominic Toretto. You don't know me. You're about to.
Number 9. Bus Escape, Fast 5.
You are hereby sentenced to serve 25 years to life.
The end of Fast and Furious left fans with a little taste of what's to come, and the beginning of Fast 5 does not disappoint. When Dom is finally captured and hauled off to prison, his buddies Brian, Mia, Leo, and Santos show up to help. How? With fast cars, of course. This time, they cut off the prison bus, causing it to barrel roll down the road. Of course, how everyone on board survived is another question altogether.
A shocking escape that amazingly resulted in no fatalities this afternoon.
Number 8. Quarter-mile drag race and Dom's crash, The Fast and the Furious. After Johnny Tran ambushes Dom's house, killing one of his crew members in the process, Dom and Brian chase them at high speeds. But once they take the baddies down, that's when the real race starts.
I used to drag here back in high school. That railroad crossing up there is exactly a quarter-mile away from here. On green, I'm going for it.
Brian's still an undercover cop, and Dom's still a crook. And the two go head-to-head in a nail-biter competition. But even after missing certain death by inches, Dom still manages to wreck his sweet ride.
That's not what I had in mind.
Number 7. Dom vs. Hobbs, Fast 5.
Just made a big mistake.
Took me a while to find that tracking chip.
Not every great moment in this franchise is about racing and cars. This one is a knockdown, drag-out fight between two power giant actors, Vin Diesel and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. With the makings of a dream wrestling match, Lieutenant Hobbs raids Dom and Brian's hideout, finding Dom there.
But not as long as I flip the receiver. You're going down, Toretto.
I'm right here.
What follows is all the hardcore action and testosterone you could ever want, with a little wrench action thrown in for good measure. Take notes, WWE. This is real fighting. Number 6.
It's a scramble, baby!
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Carter Verone. Born in Argentina, but he's lived most of his life in Miami. Now he owns the biggest import-export business in the state.
Brian's working with U.S. Customs to keep himself out of trouble and to help them topple Argentine drug kingpin Carter Verone. So, he and his buddy Roman go deep undercover with the drug lord's crew.
So what up, man? You ready for this? Come on, man. Guns, murderers, and crooked cops. I was made for this, bruh.
But someone forgot to tell the local police. With Verone's money in their trunks and the cops on their tails, the boys call in for backup, and it leads to one crazy scramble.
Holy shit!
With a little help from their friends, Brian and Roman escape officials and save the day.
We're not tracking them on video. Must have lost them in the scramble.
Yo, let's break.
Number 5. Tanker Rescue, Fast and Furious.
I thought we'd be robbing banks by now. That's some gas truck in the middle of nowhere.
Down here, gas is gold, Papa!
To earn a fast living in the Dominican Republic, Dom's crew enters the high-stakes game of fuel hijacking. But even the best-laid plans can go wrong, and in this case, that happens when the driver catches them in the act.
Oh, shit!
Not only does Dom pull off an impressive rescue to save Letty from the tanker, he also swings a sweet Matrix-style driving move to escape the rolling and exploding truck. Number 4. Stingray Train Rescue, Fast 5.
What is it?
DEA tags. These cars have been seized.
Brian and Mia are tapped by their buddy Vince to steal some cars right out from under the DEA's nose, with a little help from a familiar face.
Look who showed up.
To complicate matters, the heist happens on a moving train, and everyone involved has their own agenda.
Where is he going? Where is he going?
As if the fistfights and shooting weren't enough, Dom has to rescue Brian from the side of the speeding train. But at least he does it in style. However, this was probably not part of the plan. Number 3. The Vault Heist, Fast 5.
Ready?
I'm ready.
To take down a crooked businessman and to get his $100 million so they can evade the law for good, Brian, Dom, and their team execute an elaborate bank heist. Sort of a smash and grab job, only with cars. They snatch an entire vault and haul ass through the streets of Rio de Janeiro. Brian and Dom drive in tandem, with the vault following faithfully behind, smashing everything in its wake. From sidewalks to buildings to cop cars. And it all leads to this. Number 2. Tank Battle, Fast and Furious 6.
They got a tank.
I'm sorry, did somebody just say a tank?
How do you top the Rio heist? Simple. Tank chase along a Spanish highway.
Oh, shit!
It starts innocently. They're just trying to prevent bad guy Owen Shaw from stopping a military convoy. But suddenly they're up against a tank. And that tank means business, mowing down everything it touches.
What the hell is wrong with you? This isn't part of the plan.
Brian and Roman finally manage to stop the behemoth by causing it to flip over, but that just forces Dom to attempt a daring midair rescue to save his girl. How romantic.
Jesus Christ.
Before we fire up our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1. The first race, The Fast and the Furious.
Go!
Speeding into our top spot is the first ever showdown between our protagonists. LAPD cop Brian O'Connor is trying to go undercover with street racers to find out who jacked a truck full of electronics. But first he needs some street cred.
But if I win, I take the cash and I take the respect.
Respect.
To some people, that's more important.
He wagers his Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX against Dom's Mazda RX-7 to prove himself, but ends up looking like an idiot when Dom schools him and his car almost falls apart.
Granny shifting, not double clutching like you should. You're lucky that 100-shot annonce didn't blow the welds on the intake.
But he learns a valuable lesson, so it's not a total wash.
It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
Do you agree with our list? What's your favorite Fast and Furious moment? For more epic top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Salute, mi familia.
Salute.